I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making this up as I go and sort of reading this book that's interpreted Chinese, so. Welcome back, everybody. We are not camping today. As you can see, we're at home and got a few things to work on. So I've got a bent valve stem here. It's been this way for a while and I just hadn't worried about it. It hadn't been leaking, so I've left it alone. But today I'm gonna see if I can't get it fixed. I've got a spare tire over here. I'm gonna steal, this is one of the wheels off the Suburban. I'm gonna steal this valve stem out of this one and put it in that one and see if we can't get that fixed. That way it's not bent. It hasn't affected anything. I can actually check the tire pressure. I can let tire pressure out. I could probably just bend it back, but I'm just gonna replace it because it may break. So we're gonna do that. And I got a new toy we're gonna try out. Check it out. This is the ARB portable air compressor setup. So I've never aired up, aired down, any of that stuff driving off-road. We've just driven with regular street tire pressure. I've been doing that for years. Never had an issue, never tore a tire up, hasn't made us get stuck, but it's still a good idea to make the ride a lot better and help us be able to push a little bit further into some more difficult places if need be. And I also got the tire deflator kit. It didn't come with it, but this is ARB's tire deflator gauge and everything. So we're gonna try these out today and see how they work. So I gotta let all the air out of this, changing the valve stem, and then we'll air it back up with this compressor. So this should be kind of fun. A little test. Battery. Battery's right here. Positive, negative. Positive's red, negative's black. That's what gives the vehicle electricity. That's what we're going to run the air compressor on. So we'll come over here and we put this on. So this goes on. This goes on right here. Oh, look at that. It automatically kicks on when it's on. Fanciful. I hear it. It's airing up. It's probably going to take a little while. All right, that went pretty quick. It's all aired back up. So compressor works great, aired up pretty quick. Deflator's gonna take a little getting used to. It's easy, it works really well for deflating. I'm not the biggest fan of how you read the pressure with it. It's easy to read when you're deflating. You just press it in and read it, but when you're just trying to like check your tire pressure, it's a little bit of a pain compared to a regular pressure gauge. So I'll probably use the regular one just for checking pressure. But back up to 50 psi. I usually run about 50. Sometimes more if I'm really towing something, but I've been running 50 for the most part recently. I think these are rated for 80. They're 10 plies, but I usually run 50 front and back. I'll run lower than that probably now on dirt roads. I'll run probably between 20 and 30 somewhere, depending on if I'm towing the trailer or not. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So works good. And the reason I got the portable unit instead of a mountain, they make one. I could take that one out and install it in here, but since I've got the truck over here as well, I didn't want to have to buy 2 units. So if I want to take the truck off hunting and I need to use it, or getting firewood or something, or any reason where I might want to switch vehicles with it, all I gotta do is grab it and throw it in the other vehicle. I didn't want to buy 2, so that's why I got that one. So we'll be using that. All right, yesterday I got to play around with my new ARB compressor. Today I got another toy to play with. This is a diesel heater, basically. This is one of the cheap Chinese made ones off Amazon. It's not a nice heater. There's a lot nicer ones, but this is what I got. So I got this in a few days ago. I hadn't done anything with it other than pulled it out of the box and skimmed through the instructions. So this is the one that comes in the all-in-one kit. It's got the heater down here on the bottom. So the cover comes off, and then you can see the internals of this. This is the heater down here. This is the fuel tank, little control panel deal here, wiring. I think that's a fuel filter, and here's where you hook it up. So you can get these with just the heater and stuff, or you can get it in this kit where it's all ready to mount on something. So that's what I've done. It also comes with some flexible tubing. This is an exhaust pipe. This is an intake pipe for the heater portion. I think this is a muffler. I think there's a filter on here and some clamps, a little remote control deal here. So, and instruction manual that is not very good, and I skimmed through it enough to kind of figure out what most of the parts were so I don't make a critical mistake, but it's not a very good instruction manual, as most Chinese manuals aren't. This one's definitely lacking, but I'm gonna try to get this, just kind of experimenting with it and see how I'm gonna install it and where I'm gonna install it. So I've got a couple options. I was originally thinking I'd install it and pipe it through the firewall up here, but I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm gonna install it where my ductwork is more central. So I may store it here or in the toolbox up front, and I'll set it on the ground here and duct it into the camper when I need to run it. So I'm probably gonna drill a hole through here and then ductwork up through this shelf, and I'll either dump it into the camper here or I'll pipe it up to here and dump it out up higher. I'm not sure which yet. I could actually just leave the heater in the shelf. They make these for like truckers and stuff, so you can keep just different things warm. I could leave it right here. It is made where I could put it in here. I'd have to vent the intake for the motor and the exhaust out the floor, but then other than that it could stay completely inside. But I don't really want it inside. We really need it pumping fresh air into this thing. This thing is so tight that I'm pretty sure without fresh air coming in we would suffocate in it. So what we've been doing for heat is this buddy heater here. I just got it mounted up on the wall so it's not right down by our bedding and stuff, but I really do not like this. I wouldn't recommend it. I've just been using it because it's what I had, but it makes me really nervous of something catching on fire, something getting thrown against it, a kid falling against it. Wouldn't recommend it. I don't like it. So that's why I'm switching to this. And it also doesn't pull in any fresh air. We've got to run the fan to get fresh air and crack windows and things, so I don't like it. We've done 2 trips with it, and it's kept it warm, but I don't like it. So I'm going away from that because I don't think it's safe. I wouldn't recommend it. So that's why we got this heater. And I got to see if I can... I don't have any extra ductwork. All I've got is what they sent, so I don't really have enough stuff to get it all done the way I want today. But I'm going to kind of see if I can get it running and see how the airflow is. This is where the tubing goes on. This is the part that'll go blow into the camper. And then back here is right there is the intake, the air intake. So air comes in here, it's heated in here, and the hot air blows out here. This is your diesel tank, and on the bottom there's 2 more tubes. One of those is exhaust coming out from the heater, and the other one is air intake into the heater for the oxygen to run the heater. So I'm gonna try to get some of this hooked up and see if I can get it running, kind of see how it works, and then we'll go from there. I'll have to get some more duct work. So I couldn't find anything in the manual about what this thing was. Maybe I didn't read enough, but it did say the stainless piece is for the exhaust because it's going to be hot, and this piece is for the intake. So I know this piece goes here, and I'm just thinking this has to be some sort of muffler. So that's what we're going to hook it up as. Flex enough to let this thing sit flat. It doesn't clamp very well either. So I think that needs to be further. I need to trim this. I think I need to trim this thing down and then put it on. Chinese on the screen. This is bound to work well. Pardon me while I spend the next 4 hours perusing this poor owner's manual trying to figure out how to turn this thing on. I think there's supposed to be a certain way to get the fuel down to the motor initially to prime it and everything. That's the main thing I'm worried about. After that, I think I can do some experimenting, but I need to figure out how to get the fuel to the motor properly. It's making noise. Yeah, it's pumping fuel. Okay, that's a good start. It's working fuel through. So this thing is definitely going to be a little finicky to learn how to use, but this is the fuel pump right here. You can hear it and see it pumping fuel. So it's going down there and underneath. So it's pumping fuel into the motor. So that's the first thing it says to do to get it started. So once it gets there, stop it. So I've got it turned on. I have no idea how long it's going to take. I see a little smoke coming out. That might be a good sign. That's smoking a little bit. She said it might do if you get too much diesel into it to begin with. Okay, hear it pumping. I know there's a glow plug in there that has to warm up before it'll really start heating things up. So I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making this up as I go and sort of reading this book that's interpreted Chinese. So we'll see. There's temperature settings on it and a bunch of cool stuff if I can figure out how to make it work. So it may take me a little bit, but I'll get it figured out. It's definitely burning something at this point. That's a good sign. A little bit warm there. Definitely not a high-speed fan. It's very slow. There may be some more settings on it. They'll have to see if there's fan settings. I think there is. It'll take it a little bit to probably get warmed up and going real good. It's speeding up. It's gonna blow up. That's definitely hot exhaust there. That's a good sign. Oh, it's blowing now. Whew. That's warm. That's warm. Oh, this is gonna work good. That fan speed's kicked up. It's putting out some heat now. Quit smoking. It's cleared up. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is gonna work good if it works like this all the time. That's gonna warm that thing up. Feels good. I have no idea what these settings are doing. fix this screen. I'm gonna have to research and see. I don't know what these settings are for right here. Okay, that's as high as that goes, whatever that's for. Well, that's putting out some heat though. That's getting hot right there on my hand. Woo. So that may, let's see. Yeah, that's putting out some heat. Just about burn you. It's pretty hot right there. I can feel it blowing clear back over here. So that's going pretty good. That is definitely going to warm the camper up. Well, I think this is going to work pretty good. That's putting out some serious heat. So this is going to warm that up, and that's pulling in direct outside air, and it's about 40 degrees outside right now, which we're in Arkansas, so most of the time camping, we won't be camping lower than mid-20s, more than likely. Maybe occasionally colder, but not very often. That's like the low at night. So I just need to get some more air ducts so I can pipe this through here and drop it out the bottom, and then I'll just store it. I'll hook it up. I'll make it where I can hook up a hose real quick right there underneath the floor, and then I can set that heater right out here beside the camper or underneath if it's raining. And then, so ultimately, I'll have the heater for in the winter, and I'm also going to get a little portable air conditioner for in the summer. And then we've also got the roof vent fan that's in here. So if the weather's nice, we'll just use the fan and we won't take air conditioner or a heater. Winter, we can take the heater. Summer, we can take the air conditioner. So I'm going to use the same duct work for both ones. So if I need the air conditioner, it'll hook into this duct for the input of the cold air blowing in. The heater will only have one duct blowing in. The air conditioner will probably have a return air. And I'm probably going to do the return air on this side somewhere. So I'll do the return air somewhere on this wall and the input on this wall up towards the front. And that will allow circulation. The air conditioner will probably need the circulation. The heater, I'm just going to run and it's going to suck outside air and heat it and send it straight in because it doesn't really need, and it's blowing hot air and it's just pulling in cold air right now. So that's going to work really good. I just need to get some hoses, some fittings, get a few things where I can actually get this hooked up. So I'll get that stuff rounded up and we'll do that next time. Oh, not a whole lot of progress today, but got to mess with a couple cool toys. So I'll get this stuff, we'll get this installed soon. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.